about that. It all went into the bucket. There. Now, we've got a stripped bolt hole in the timing cover here we've got to try and fix. I just can't remember which one it is. I'm sure that if I start looking, I'll find it. Okay, I had to pick up a package of Healy coils. One of the holes in the timing cover here got stripped a long time ago, and let's see, I believe it's that hole right there. And so rather than replacing the timing cover or drilling things out and going to bigger bolts or whatever, I bought the Healy coils, and I'm going to drill this hole out and install a Healy coil there. And then this hole here, I think I'm going to do it too. Now there isn't a bolt that goes into this one. There. That's better. No bolt goes into that one, so I don't have to worry about it. But this one over here, I think I'm going to Healy coil that one as well, and that one. And the rest of these other ones are long bolts that go right into the front of the block. And same over here. I don't have to worry about doing that one and that one, but it's just these shallow holes that I'm going to put the Healy coils in, and then I don't have to worry about, because when that one was stripped, a dear friend of mine was helping me. Usually when I take this motor apart, I take the water pump off and the timing cover all in one piece, and he took it upon himself to take the water pump off and pulled the threads out of there with the bolt, and then it leaked ever after that. So I'm going to fix the threads, and rather than putting the old water pump back on, I bought a new one. Now, I would rather keep the original water pump on it, because the original Ford pump that came on it was the one that came on this motor in 1970. And I'm going to try and find a place to get that one overhauled. There was nothing wrong with it. It wasn't leaking or anything like that, but I know sure as it's going to, after, if I use that pump, and then maybe next month or a month after that, the seal in the water pump in the old pump is probably going to start leaking, and I just don't want to deal with it again. So I'm going to use this pump for now, and I got to paint it here, and I'm going to use this water pump until I get that other one, which doesn't really make much sense. I'm kind of debating on whether I should wait until the other water pump gets rebuilt and put it on and just be done with it. But first thing I got to do is find a place that still does that kind of work and rebuilds old water pumps. And I certainly don't think the price would be that much, or I could always take this water pump back and put that one on and hope for the best. Who knows? It might last the rest of my life. And one of the things with water pumps is this motor gets pulled apart quite often because I'm always breaking my toys, and it's always getting a fresh fill of flush and fill on a regular basis. So it doesn't have, the antifreeze never gets grungy and crappy, except for the stuff that I just dumped out of it looked pretty disgusting, but there wasn't any grit in it anyways. So anyway, that's what I got in mind here anyways. We'll see how things go. Have to install these before I put it back on, and the header's got to come off too, because I got a new set of headers to go on here. But pitter patter, let's get at her. I had an issue with my Serpentine belt on this 88 Oldsmobile, and as you can see, it turned itself into two belts. And it was still doing its job, but I just thought maybe it'd be a good idea to put a new belt on it and make sure that it was going to continue doing its job. So I went down to my local auto parts store, Phil's Auto, and he sold me a new belt for it, which I have installed now. And there it is. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. Now, my previous car my daily driver was a Ford Tempo, and on the Ford Tempo, it was really quite a job to change that Serpentine belt out. Now, on this car's a year older than the Tempo was. The Tempo was an '89. Changing this belt is very easy. Just put your wrench on there on the idler pulley and pull the tension off it and just pop that belt off of the alternator and rethread it. Now, there is a diagram over here, so if you forget how to thread the belt, okay, right there, it tells you how to restring it, and then you tension that, move that idler pulley, and gives you enough slack to slip it back up on the alternator. So right now I want to test fire the engine and see if that noise is gone that was making, and make sure we get everything out of the way. It'll be a terrible mess if that gets all tangled up in there. Squeaky noise that the other one was making is not there anymore. Now, when I talked to Phil's Auto about that belt damage, he told me that probably one of the pulleys got a little pebble jammed in it, and then every time it goes around, it cuts a little bit until next thing you know you've got two belts. So I think that's working just fine. But yeah, so changing that belt on this particular car, 5-minute job, easy.